What's up? It's me again. I won't keep you here too long, but this is the second video to my who knows how long video series where I remake the first journal from the TV show Gravity Falls. If you want to see the first installment of the series, go ahead and check my bio. It should be in there. Last time I was only making the front of the book, now I'm venturing inside the thing to work on the actual pages. This one's not a major one though. Let me show you what I did. First of all, I wanted to quickly mention some creative choices I made for this episode. This one's directly inspired by Journal 3's insides, so it didn't take too much thought to conquer. I figured in all three of the volumes, Ford would have probably added his name taped inside each one with the volume number next to it, which is a pretty easy task. So to do this, I started by getting out my watercolors and paintbrushes and got to work yellowing the pages. This thing's old, so I honestly figured it'd be a bit more yellowed and musty looking than what the original book I got would have to offer. I'm skipping these first two pages, but for the sake of consistency, I went ahead and yellowed them anyway. Once I finished that, I flipped to the next two and repeated the same process, making sure to get into the grooves of the pages the best I could to make it have a more unique pattern per page. Putting that off to the side to dry, I got a piece of regular copy paper. I'm going to be using this fella here to create the taped paper inside the journal. To do that, I'm grabbing myself a ruler and a pen and making a square shape with it. Since I can't be arsed to buy an actual paper cutter, I just got my ruler and X-Acto knife to slice it out evenly and pop the sucker out of the page. Cool. Now here I'm just grabbing my handy dandy Journal 3 and making sure the paper is around the same size as the one I got inside my third journal. Once I confirmed that, I got out my Sharpie to make a sort of border around the paper to make it seem more nice looking and to emulate Journal 3's paper. I fucked up a corner a bit, so I got out my regular pen to even it out a tad. I got out my trusty Journal 3 once again and got a brush tip to write into the text to the best of my abilities. Unfortunately, since I'm left-handed and haven't done cursive in a while, I was totally ass cheeks at this. But I tried my best to do the best I could to make it look nice. I then went ahead and ripped the bottom, where Ford's name would have been, and tried doing it in a more unique pattern compared to Journal 3's. I'm assuming Ford himself ripped these out of paranoia. Honestly, I would. Now, since Journal 1's so old, I got out some good old brewed coffee in a tub to stick into the paper for a couple of seconds, just to make it age and seem musty and yellow. Unfortunately, this went a bit rocky. I have a habit of being insanely impatient and stupidly ignorant and prideful, so I thought I could just grab the paper straight from the boiling hot tub of coffee like an idiot, but of course, you can't do that now, can ya? I didn't want burns on my fingers, so I manifested some mini tongs to fish them out and went into the corner briefly to question my life choices leading up to that genius thought process. While I waited for the paper to dry, I went ahead and pulled out that sweet, gorgeous Journal 1 of mine. I thought about this pretty long and hard and decided to add the six-figured handprint in every journal. I am planning on doing blacklight with these puppies, so I felt like that'd mean Bill would be fucking around in all three, yeah? So I think it would be worth it to add the handprint in each journal. Adds a bit more pizzazz, if you ask me. To do this, I got my vial of UV paint out and paintbrush and started painting it onto my hand. I did a few layers to make sure that it got into every corner. Once I did that, I pressed it onto the page and went ahead and went over handprint a bit with some paint to make it more uneven and strange. I also went ahead and painted down that sixer right below. After all that, I got out my Journal 3 again and my brush tip again. Here I'm going to be writing Volume 2 in the Latin. I wanted a bit of reference to make sure I wrote it decently. Despite going over it pretty carefully, I fucked up a bit, had to thicken it and sharpen it to make it more visually appealing to my picky ass. Now finally, I got the now dried paper out and some tape. I rubbed the tape on my shirt so it's easy to take out if need be. I then slapped that big boy right onto the page. There you have it. Episode 2's done easy peasy. Now I have to get into the real shit next episode. I hope you all enjoyed this lighter episode. It was fun doing something light. Alright, see you later. I'm taking a nap.